Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to save to a PDF from Adobe InDesign on a Mac. This printout will be on a regular printer that you have regular letter size paper that you fold in order to make a booklet. Now, if you have a PC, it is actually a lot easier to do this. You can do it directly from Adobe InDesign. What you would do is you would go to Print Booklet, and then already it has settings to under your printer to save to PDF. If you didn't need the PDF and you wanted to just print it out as a booklet would, you can definitely do that from Adobe InDesign. That's not so hard. But let me say, it took me like 3 hours to find the answer to this question. My husband, who designs software, said, well, probably nobody has asked the question, which is why you couldn't find the answer. So yes, I know. But if you are like me and had absolutely zero idea how to do this, I'm hoping to save you lots of time. So the issue is, if you have a Mac, you actually have to take a couple different steps in order to save this to PDF in the booklet layout. Now, you can save this to PDF by going to export, and you could definitely save it as a PDF, but not in the booklet layout. So when you save it to PDF, it's actually going to have first page, second page, third page, fourth page. No. I want to be able to send this to somebody as a PDF, but in the booklet format. Okay, so that might sound confusing, but let me show you what I mean here. So in order to save this to PDF, you have to save it as a PostScript file first. So before you get too worried about it, a PostScript file, in order to open that up, you would need Acrobat. So if you already have InDesign, like through Creative Cloud and such, you probably already have access to Acrobat. There's information online about how to open a PostScript file through Adobe Distiller, blah, blah, blah. That's not something separate that you could buy. It's actually, the functionality is actually, I think, already in Acrobat. So don't worry about that. All right, go to File, Print Booklet, and then I think the preset, like if you've never done anything here before, will say your printer up here. But what we want is have the printer be the PostScript file. You want the booklet type to be to saddle switch, all pages, and I just left these checked off. So what I want is it to print like this, so that the final page of the booklet is the back cover. And this is a kind of booklet that's on a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So this is what I mean when I say in a booklet format that the last page should be on the back of the booklet, so that when this prints out and you fold it over, it looks like an actual booklet. So the first page would be, of course, printed there, and then on the back of the first page would be the second, then the seventh, and so forth. Now, you might want to have a cover that has a white page next to it on the other side. If you need to do that, then you need to actually have a blank page in your layout, and make sure that you enable under print settings to print the blank pages. And that's what this is down here. So we are in print settings now, and the preset, ordinarily you would have your printer here. So this would ordinarily be this OfficeJet, but I selected the PostScript file. So I think originally this is set as where the PPD is device independent. This was something that was getting in the way for me because I could not change the orientation, that kind of thing. So I switched this to the printer. And then I made sure to have print blank pages. I went to setup here on the left, and the paper size is correct. So it's a regular letter size kind of paper, 8.5 by 11. I think the default is this regular portrait orientation. I set it to a landscape one, and then I just left these as is. You could do page position in the center, but yeah, for me, I didn't need to change anything. For marks and bleed, a lot of videos tell you to do this. When I did this, I could see all the extra lines, like So on this page, like I would be able to see the borders, and I didn't want that. So I left that unchecked. And then output, I think technically this should be composite CMYK. But when I originally set up the file, I did RGB. For purposes of this video, though, the worship aid is in black and white. I wasn't that concerned about it. Okay, so the most important thing is that the printer is set to PostScript file, and that when you go to set up, the orientation should be like this, should be landscape. Because otherwise what was happening is this was saving as the first page would print big, like take up the whole 8.5 by 11 portrait orientation. And then for some reason, pages 2 and 3 looked exactly as they do here. So make sure you have PostScript file, make sure that you select landscape orientation. I'm gonna click okay. And then, yeah, you can look at your preview once again to make sure that it is the way that you want it to be. And then print, which it's not actually going to print. It's actually just going to save it as a PostScript file. See at the top here, PostScript file. So the title I gave this file was Worship Aid of November 2022. Save that. And yeah, I'm just replacing the file I already made. And then what you want to do is open up Acrobat. Now let me close this. And let's open it. So in Acrobat, go to File, Open, and then where it says Show PDF Files, go to All Files. So it'll show all things that you can open, not just PDFs. And then I went to here. So Worship Aid Test, November 2022. It'll have a .ps as the extension. For PostScript file, are you sure this file is from a trustworthy source? Yes, yes. That's fine. And here we are. So, as you can see, instead of this page 1 printing in the portrait orientation or whatever as a full page, it's printing exactly how I want it to look. So you can kind of look through, you can see that the end back page, page 8, is on the same page as the front cover. And then at the other side of page 1 will be 2. And then at the other side of the back cover will be page 7. And then this is just a short booklet. So the next page, I just have page 3 and 6. And then on the back of those will be page 4 and 5. So when you go to print this, if you want to print it, go to File, Print. You don't have to worry about booklet or anything because this is already in the format that you want. Make sure you're printing on both sides of the paper. And then you flip on the short edge. So you can kind of look here at the preview. And that looks like how I want it to. So in the end, this is what I ended up with. As you can see, it turned out pretty well. Now, I will say you can make a file like in Pages or in Google Docs, I believe, and then save them as PDFs and then print them out as a booklet within the actual print settings. You could do that all separately. However, what I've found is when I've done that, there's actually, it doesn't print right, and there's actually a lot of wasted space. Even if I play with the margins, the proportions seem way off. So I like this way a lot better because it actually looks like it was made for this size of a page. I'm not wasting a ton of room on the sides. The middle is not being eaten up at the fold. So, yes. So that is it. I hope this video was helpful for you. I know that I will be referring back to this video because I'm not going to remember this information tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. God bless and take care.